Welcome, George Eads. Howdy, brother.
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you, man. All right, so first thing I want to know is, because Survivor started, I think, like 1 year or one season before CSI.
We're about the same age.
Yeah, exactly.
Our shows.
And
yeah.
we used to be on the same night, and it would be Survivor and then CSI. And
You guys were such a great lead-in.
Yeah, well, yeah, we moved to Wednesdays,
They
yes.
hooked the viewers.
You seem to be doing okay. But,
Yeah, we're doing all right.
But I want to know, because I can track my own life, and my life changed quite a bit, but it's been over time.
Right.
Did your life, when CSI hit, did you know, this is a question you get asked a lot, but it's always interesting, did you know when you first got on, I am into something good, I know it?
Yes.
You did. You can just tell in the writing or what?
I tell you why. Billy Peterson, I loved Manhunter, and I loved To Live and Die in L.A.
And he was
And I'd never seen him on a TV show.
But he was the guy on CSI. He was your patriarchal
Yeah, so when
I
I went for the audition, he was sitting right across from me. I was like, oh, my God, that's Manhunter. Don't blow this.
I love that movie.
Don't blow this, you know.
He was a good-looking, cocky
And he's
guy.
he's
Live and die in L.A.
Man, he's a great actor, too, and a great guy. And then at the table read, there was Billy Peterson. Marg Helgenberger, I was a fan of her work. Paul Guilfoyle, who'd been in 78 movies. He was in Beverly Hills Cop.
So you're looking around going, this
Gary
is...
Dourdan. I was like, all right, I've never seen these people on TV. I admire all their work. And even the table read was good. We weren't even acting yet. We were just kind of reading it.
Because the thing that I think always gets lost is you start watching a TV show and you see you're the guy, oh, another new good-looking guy on TV. You forget that, you forget that guy has been trying to get there in his career for years.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I worked a couple of jobs. I had borrowed a pickup truck from my stepdad, an old farm truck, and I wrecked it pretty quick when I was here, bashed both front headlights out, so I couldn't drive it at night. So I had a day job at Sony Catering. I wore a little bow tie and a cummerbund, and I served their lunch, and then I would hide on the side and listen to them talk about projects. And then I worked at night at Gold's Gym because I could work out for free. And so I put reflectors on my shoes and I ran to Gold's Gym at night.
Was that how low? Was that the lowest? Do you remember a point when you knew how much money you had in the checking account?
12 cents. 0.12. Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say that.
I had this guy say, hey, Aaron Spelling's auditioning for a guy who's kind of a Southern guy and kind of this womanizer guy, but the audition's right now. Can you get off work? So I told my boss at Gold's Gym, I said, man, I didn't eat. Can I just run to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger real quick? He goes, you got 30 minutes. So I go to Aaron Spelling's office, and I have to wait like an hour and a half. He's got a butler giving me a Coke and stuff, and the Hollywood sign's right there. And I'm like, I can't leave, but I know I'm fired. And I went in there, and I read it one time, and he goes, how do you feel about going to Atlanta for us? And I said, do I have the job? And he said, yeah. I go, that's great, because I think I just got fired. And then he says, one more thing, George. He said, thanks. He said, how do you look with your shirt off? I was like, I took it off. And he goes, that'll do.
Really? You got the job in the room?
In the room, yeah. And I kind of got the job in the room on CSI. Afterwards, Billy was coming up to me going, God, we got all these cool gadgets we're going to play with. I know it's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's the graveyard shift. And they go, Billy, he doesn't have the job yet. He's like, oh, sorry. We'll see you later. You got it.
What was the show you just were talking about with him?
Savannah. I don't know if anybody remembers Savannah.
So was Savannah your first?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I went from 12 cents in the bank to 7,800. And then that got picked up for 2 years, and I pretty much vaulted, and it just kept vaulting.
Wow. And one of the things, congratulations, yeah.
I'm very lucky, man, very lucky.
One of the things that happens when you vault is you then are able to attract beautiful women. as Mr. Eads has done. He got married last year, and we're going to meet his wife. In fact, there's a shot of Monica right now.
Are you talking to the camera?
I'm talking to this camera right there. George Eads and his woman. We'll be right back after this. We're back with George Eads, CBS, hit show CSI. We've been talking about DNA. I mean, it's connected to CSI, but I'm much more interested, rather than the character you play, which we all know, it's been on over a decade, than more about you and your wife, Monica, who is here. Beautiful. It turns out Monica and I actually work out at the same gym, and for years I saw her, and then one day I overheard her say something about George Eads, and I went, how do you know him? She goes, married. I said, I know George. So how did you guys meet?
Blind date. Blind date. I'm half Greek. There was a Greek guy named George. I know they're all George and Peter and Nick. But he said, you know, I have this girl that's really funny and pretty, and are you single? And I want to set you guys up. I was like, man, I'm not too down with that, you know. I kind of want to, like, where does she work, or how can I see her?
What was your fear?
Well, my mom and dad were married for 25 years and kind of had a nasty divorce, and I kind of came from a house of shouting and people not getting along real well, and you know, I love them both. They're great. But my dad, God rest his soul, but you know, I just was scared.
Yeah.
And when you start getting successful, it was so hard
to trust,
to get successful in this town, that it's just hard to trust somebody that really love you for you.
When was the moment you knew you could trust her?
Well, I had a terrible accident playing basketball down on Cole and Cahuenga, just a pickup game, and I fell on my tailbone and my legs went numb. I broke my back.
When was this?
This was like 10 years ago when I've been here 20 years, so it was a long time ago. It was almost 18 years ago. But I had a herniated disc at work, couldn't stand up. They sent me to the doctor, and they said, you have a broken back, you need the most major surgery we can give you. So I have a plastic disc, I have 7 titanium screws, and it's all in that lower lumbar. It's like your kickstand. That's where you get all your power, you know. And I was freaking out, and he goes, don't worry, I have a 98% success rate. I was like, what about the other 2%, dude?
And so was Monica with you?
So I had the surgery, and she was there by my side. They took me home, and I had I had peed the bed because, you know, epidural, all that business. Right. And I was really embarrassed about it, and I kind of was feeling sorry for myself. And she helped me out of bed, put me in a chair, and she turns on music and starts dancing around all silly, changing the sheets, making me laugh, and changing sweaty pillows. And
so you're realizing in that moment, if this woman will hang with me during this, you all right?
Yeah, you know, I just dated a lot, and I never found somebody that I knew loved me. And I knew that she loved me. I love you.
It's a good feeling, isn't it? When you can look and say, I love you.
Yeah, through thick and thin, you know, it was too bad that for better or for worse, and, you know, the worst was pretty quick. So we're going to Bora Bora for Christmas, you know.
So, Monica, what is it about Eads? Because the little I know about him, he's this guy right here. He's that, well, let me tell you, Jeff, you know, been real fortunate. What is it that we don't see on CSI?
I think privately, he's like a little boy. He's just this fun,
He pees the bed.
He pees the bed. He loves to play video games all night long like a little kid. And I won't see him for a couple days, and I'll bring him little peanut butter
What's
and
the
jelly.
secret to your guys' relationship? Because on those shows, you can work a lot of hours.
Yeah. I just think we just always, we talk throughout the day, we text, you know, we just, you know.
We laugh a lot.
Yeah, we laugh a lot. I mean, and then when he's not working, you know, we try to spend our free time together.
Well, I love that you guys are here. I love that you're sharing your story, because I don't see you do a lot of interviews.
No, I don't do a lot of publicity, you know. I found that a lot of times, and it's probably just my own shortcomings, I go do publicity and I just kind of feel like I'm not a big enough star, you know. I walk some carpets and they go, George, and then they go, hey, it's so-and-so.
Oh, that is the worst
so
feeling.
I usually feel real self-conscious when I get home, that kind of like I'm not enough. And so I thought, well, I come into people's homes once every week, probably a few times on the weekend, and they know me from my work, and I want them to like me for my work, not for, you know, what I'm wearing.
Dude, you're a solid guy. Thanks for being here.
Thank
You're
you.
enough for this show anytime you want. George is on CSI. If you've never seen this show, it's on Wednesday, CBS 10 o'clock. It's a hell of a show.